Welcome folks to the deck and fight that I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for, which is the Blau ethics video. So this is the deck that I primarily, the reason why we're also doing it, you guys can see the stream folks, the Twitch friends joining us for this one. The reason why we're doing it while streaming or with the stream is that I showed off a lot of the gameplay for this deck on stream. So like I said in a previous video, this deck is very much like a high roll deck. So you draw all your pieces, it will destroy your opponent. It will explode. But if you don't, it's just like, you know, a fish that's just on land, just flops around, doesn't really do anything, it just eventually dies. So that's something you gotta keep in mind. So regardless of whatever gameplay I end up managing to show you from the games today, they might be either one side or the other, and it won't really be in between like some of the other decks can do. But that's why I recommend to watch the previous streams where I played this deck, where you can actually see more gameplay of it. And there's a lot of instances where the deck just pops off on stream. So anyway, in order to show off the deck, we're also going to be doing tournament mode. And normally in tournament mode I die round 1 or 2 just because of bad draws, so we'll see how it goes. But if I do die round 1, we'll at least get one more game of gameplay to show how the deck can roll. So the key cards in this deck are, of course, Ethics Buster. So Ethics Buster is the break ride for Nova Grappler, and his skill is Limit Break 4, Vanguard Circle. When you ride on top of him, for that turn your Vanguard gains plus 10k power and the following ability. When his Vanguard Circle, when it attacks, you stand your front row rear guards. That's all. His second ability is when he's boosted, he gains plus 3k. So with the 7k booster, that's 21k power. Then, of course, what we pair that with is Stern Blaukluger. So his skill, of course, if you don't know already, is when his attack hits a Vanguard, you count almost 2, discard 2 to stand him and the unit behind him and draw 1. For that turn, this unit loses Twin Drive, so it only drive checks once. So how this works is that Ethics Buster's skill is not once per turn. So every time your Vanguard attacks, you restand the front row. So basically, we attack rear, and then with the Blau, restand the front row. The Blau hits, it restands. Then we attack rear, and then again with the Blau attacked, meaning that we again restand the front row. So you keep looping that front row restand and swinging. But just normal rear guards aren't really gonna do that much. So you need to use particular kinds of rear guards that gain power when they stand, such as Yamato no Drake. So Yamato no Drake says, when he stands during your battle phase, for that turn, he gains plus 4k. This is also not once per turn, so every time he stands, he gains 4k. So he's 14, then 18, then 22, etc. So he increments pretty well. After 2 stands, he's 18. Together with a Tough Boy, he's 26. So that's a magic number. Our other card that does that is the Golden Anglet. Anglet says, when it stands in your battle phase, gains plus 4k for that turn. So it's the exact same logic as Yamato no Drake. In case we brick terribly, sometimes the backup that can save us is Luminal Dragon. Luminal Dragon is Vanguard Circle, Limit Break 4. When he attacks the Vanguard, count almost 2 and stand 2 of your Beast Deities. So you can either restand 2 of your front row or like a front row and a booster. Now, in terms of boosters, our only Beast Deity booster is the Perfect Guard. So we run the Beast Deity Perfect Guard for that reason, and also because we want to be given the Limit Break. On top of that, we have Beast Deity 10k Vanilla to use with the Luminal Dragon if we need to. We also have Kirara. We run 4 Kirara because you really need to draw cards in this deck. You countercharge very easily thanks to Toolkit Boy, but you really need to use this Kirara to keep drawing yourself cards, because that's the only way you're going to have enough cards to discard to keep restanding with Blau over and over again, because it's 2 discard every single time. That's why we also run 9 draws. Why do we run the Mirayo? Mirayo says, count almost 1 and put him into the soul to look at the top 5 cards of your deck and add a grade 3 from among them into your hand. So the reason why we run this instead of the Blau starter is because we don't really care about the Blau chain itself, because it's going to be 20k on its own anyway. If you roll the grade 2 Blau, sure, it's going to be 21, but it doesn't really matter. But then his skill is great because we always need to ride the Ethics Buster first. But then once we ride that, we need the Blau in hand. And then after that, like, even if you search Yamato no Drake, it's a combo piece. So there's like no bad target for Mirayo, so it's a really good card for that reason. And then of course the icing on the cake is the Toolkit Boy. This was a very important card for Blau's in itself. Every time it boosts the Vanguard and the attack hits the opponent's Vanguard, you countercharge 1. So this way you can keep looping the Blau restand over and over again. And on top of that, we also run the new Energy Charger. So this guy just says, when placed, Soul Blast 2, draw 1. So again, more cards to help us draw even more cards. So that's also very important. So that's what the deck looks like. But now let's see if we roll the 6 or we rolled the 1 in terms of, you know, opening hands and all that stuff. This win streak you see on stream, we had like 7, 8 like big win streaks with Narukami, with Eradicators. The deck feels really, really good. Carried me all the way up here for the second half of the Legend grind. Okay, playing against Aquaforce. So let's see how this opening hand looks and if we can make it through the tournament mode on stream. Last time we did tournament mode in a video, it was for... Oh, this hand is actually pretty decent. It's actually not bad. So, you know, we put the Yamato Drakes back for now. But, you know, we can always draw into them later, / search them with the Mirayo. So we got a nice array of grade 2s, so that's also pretty good. We also want to be calling the starter to the left or right, because it's, like, if you don't use the skill, it's a good booster for your Golden Anglet or your Yamato no Drake. So, you know, boosters are always appreciated. Alright, so, let's see. Of course, against Maelstrom, you gotta be a bit careful. Don't call your toolkit boys too early, because if they ramp up to Limit Break 4, they can always just snipe it. So you gotta be careful with that. Alright. Let's see how this game's gonna go. But yeah. But like, some people I remember on stream were saying like, oh, I'm scared this deck's gonna get banned before it even like reaches global. This deck, when it pops off, it's unstoppable. But like, its brick is just the biggest brick in the history of this game. So it really isn't that, like, amazingly strong that it would, like, dominate the world, you know? It's not that level. Right here, you have to, like, think to yourself if you're gonna, like, push, or you're gonna stop and just swing once. Because depending on the matchup, there's different things to do. I think here against Aquaforce, we don't want to push too much, because giving him 3 damage too early means that he can just self-damage into the win. So I like to be a bit cautious there. And so here we're already gathering our combo pieces, so now we just need the Blau to actually break grind, but we have both the Golden Anglet as well as the Yamato no Drake. So if I can just open my hand, so you can see we have both of the restanding cards. Now we just gotta... another thing that you really need to keep in mind, there's a lot of weaknesses and strengths about this deck. So the strength is that, of course, the break ride turn is unstoppable, but the weakness is that, you know, you need all these pieces, and also a smart opponent that just doesn't give you the 4th damage to do your break ride, you kind of just stuck there waiting, really, and gathering resources. On top of that, if you don't have the Toolkit Boy, it really restricts the ceiling of this deck. You know, so you really have to draw into him. That's why I like to run 4, just to draw into him as easily as possible, because I'm always worried that I won't be able to. Alright, so let's see here how it's gonna go. So we're gonna ride the Ethics. Alright, let the animation ride there. Just let it roll. Alright, so here I'm thinking I'm gonna go for something like this. So we potentially are not gonna even give him a 3rd damage. I'm just gonna swing with the Kirara first to get the draw, and then if we get a trigger, we're gonna hit. Because this needs to be boosted to gain the power. Okay, now we need double trigger to hit, so it wouldn't have hit anyway. So that's perfectly fine. Just gonna use the Kirara here to draw myself an extra card. And it's a Tough Boy, which is a good booster for that kill turn. Now also another thing you'll notice is that you need to, you sometimes need to just drop intercepts to survive, because some decks can take you from 3 to 6, like Eradicators. So there you need to sometimes just call down the Golden Anglet just for the intercept, so when you have a hand like this, it's pretty nice to see. So now I think my opponent will probably not want to push me to 4 yet. If they do, I'm not ready for the Blau turn either. So sometimes you can do Ethics over Ethics, but then sometimes you just kind of stay on the Ethics even if you're at 4, because you need to push... Another thing is that this deck needs to push the opponent to like 3 or 4 damage to actually properly do the kill combo. Otherwise they can take too many defensives and that shuts you down. So you need to be also careful about that. So here, for example, it's way too early for me to like start doing the break ride turn, even if he does give me the 4th damage here. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So, you know, he's gonna give me the 4 damage, but I'm not ready for it yet. So I gotta be careful. And I also haven't seen the Toolkit Boy yet, so I have to like calm down on my counterblasting now. Like I can't really like use the second Kirara too, you know, flexibly, let's say. So you gotta be careful with those things in mind as well. We get the draw, the Blau comes through. Sadly, still no Toolkit Boy, so we're gonna have to use the Mirayo here to search the Blau, because I think I'll be ready to push him next turn. So let's just give it a go. Alright. So this is a pretty good hand, actually. We're gonna right skip, of course, and I'm gonna call down these 2. So first let me search. Let me search for the Blau here. Hopefully find it. We do. Perfect. Let's not misclick there. So now we have all pieces in hand. We've basically drawn Exodia. Now we just need to deliver on the win. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make a field like this. Man, I'm starting to sound like a cooking show. Yeah, no BG in hand is also pretty yikes, but we're gonna have to just pray that we draw into one right here. Oh, that's not it. But that's okay. I could also give the power... I'm gonna push him to 4. So I'll give him the limit break. I'm saying goodbye to my tough boy. But I'll give the power here, and I'm gonna take out the Diamantes on this side. So let's see. Alright, self-damager. Take that out. Alright. And... yeah, I kind of need to push him here. And I'm gonna have to kind of pray for a heal. Gonna have to pray for a heal here because I didn't draw a single PG. So sometimes games like that can happen too, where, you know, you're setting up intercepts quite consistently. Ooh, Glory comes out. Ooh, dear. Glory did come out. That might be... that could be it too. That could be it too. So even when you draw all the pieces, you know, it's like... it's really hard to make them go from 2 to 6. I can say that much. But... alright, self-damage. So he shuts down my 5th damage heal. Let's see. So he needs to... okay, he got the boosters to take out my interceptors. So he's got basically everything here. If he heals down himself, then maybe we can heal out of this. But we'll see. Alright. Let's see if we're dead or not. So this will be a 26 with a crit. I kind of hope he heals. Well, at the same time, not really, because then it's going to be much harder to kill him. But let's see. Alright, grade 1. Grade 1. Do we see the heal come through? If we do, we're fine. We can genuinely end the game. Oh, wrong timing. The self-damager paid off. The self-damager on the PG to rub it in. Alright, that didn't go too well. Let's yeet out of tournament mode after losing round 1. So you can see, like, the deck... I want to show you one explosive game. So we're gonna just record one explosive game just so you can see the high roll of this deck. But it really, like, there's so many things that can go wrong along the way. And I don't want to, like, downplay the deck too much, because, like, when it goes hard, it literally, like, goes harder than anything else. So it's like, if you're always lucky, then you'll always be doing great. But if you're not, you know, that's how it's gonna go. So let's give it one more shot. Okay, so the first game obviously didn't go too well, and I recorded a few more on stream, and they didn't go too well either, so I'm gonna try to just get one game in where things actually go well so I can show off the combo without relying on Twitch clips. But, you know, again, I'll reiterate on that point, it's recommended to rewatch. You'll see it's Legend 0 now. I was Legend 20 last season, but it just reset the season. We're now at the Artemis season. Alright, looks like we're going first. Let's just draw our pieces and get this show on the road. Alright, looking at this, it's actually pretty okay. You want to keep your grade 1. This is kind of a keep, but with no grade 3s, I want to put it back. So the grade... oh, okay. Ethics Buster drawn. We just need to draw the Blau now. And then the other combo pieces. So here, I think we're going to ride the Energy Charger. Because we're not going to use him until like turn 3 the earliest. So it's fine to just ride it up. And just like, if your opponent wants to bash the 5k body, it's like, whatever. Maybe I have a Kirara, you know, and then I can use it immediately, but... yeah, so... for now, the hand looks pretty good. We have a Drake as well in hand, so that's going to be good for the restand turn. But for now, like, we're going to have to prioritize pushing to 3 damage. Like, right now, the #1 priority for this deck is you have to get your opponent to, like, 3 or 4 before you do that Break Ride Blau turn, because otherwise it just kind of falls flat on his face. You don't really do enough to actually win the game on the spot right there. So you have to be kind of careful. Alright, they're seeing something. Let's respond as well. Alright, we get a draw. That's nice. It's definitely good. Into another Toolkit Boy. So that'll be either a potential booster for the Drake or Anglet, or just, you know, a discard target. Okay, speaking of Anglet, perfect. So we're almost there. We can basically now just kind of smack for 1 damage. We don't really need to do anything else here. If we can check more draws, that'd be good. Otherwise, we need to just kind of wait. Like, as you can see, my attackers right now in my hand are basically my combo pieces. So I don't really want to call them even next turn. So I'm hoping to draw into other attackers, you know, whether it's like Kiraras or other grade 3s, you know, other pieces of copies of Ethics Buster, Illuminal, You know, whether it's another golden anglet even, like you'll call it. You only need 2 of the 4k gainers in your hand anyway, so... Looks like it's a slow start. We're both not wanting to commit too many pieces. I mean, they're both very piece-reliant decks. Speaking of piece-reliant, there's my Kirara. I would have liked that in my hand, but unfortunately, not the case. Alright, but let's get down to it and see how it goes. So, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. That's pretty good. Alright, let's ride the Ethics Buster. You've already seen the animation, so I'll skip it. Do we need to already start searching? Do we need to already start searching? I feel like we can... Because he's gonna go like what? If I push him to 3, he probably has a self-damager. And then he's gonna kill my 0. I'm gonna search the Blau now then. Gonna search the Blau now. We don't find it, I'll take another Ethics instead then. That actually works out pretty well, because this way I can call it down here and just do this. So even if he uses Glory to snipe my back row, I have another Toolkit Boy in hand to replace it. He's running Algos, interesting. It's 21, so it hits for magic numbers, that's good. We get the draw. So now we need to just draw into the Blau, I guess. Alright, speaking of draws, we're going pretty hard on those. We also have the energy charger there, so that way we can keep drawing more cards. Gets a self-damager, and we get to countercharge 1. So that's also good. Now, let's see here. Because I basically don't really get to Break Ride yet. Sometimes you can do Ethics over Ethics, but here I'm kind of just hoping that I can draw into that Blau. Because that'll be... Because I think, honestly, if we can draw it next turn, that would be pretty good time to Break Ride if he gives us the 3 damage, which he probably will. I'm assuming he's going to go, like, Basil into face, rear into rear, and then if he can make a 16k column, he could even push me to 5. That's why I wanted to find the Blau there. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure he can... Oh, no, he doesn't have... Okay, okay. So he's going to push me to 4 probably anyway. But he's not going to retire, so that puts me at a pretty good spot. So now I really want to see that Blau. Ooh, okay. Defensive heal. That makes his Vanguard 1 to pass, basically. So now he can't put power on the rear either to take out my Ethics on the side. Ah, he's doing it like that. So he's not even going to try to give me Limit Break. But he's going to check the draw. But even 2 triggers on the Lazarus will not be hitting. He does not get a second one. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. That's cool cool for me, honestly. Cool for me. I can now use my energy charger and just kind of draw cards. Maybe we find a Kirara to draw more cards. Like I said, drawing cards is just the quintessential point of this deck. Alright, are we disconnecting? My internet's fine at least, but we're kind of getting stuck in stand on the draw. Oh, okay, perfect. We just reconnected and drew into the Blau. The game was like, do I want to give this to you? Do I really want to give you the Blau already? Is it not too early for you, young man? And it's like, no, I'm ready for it. Sensei, give me the Blau power. I'm ready for it. Oh man, that's actually a very hot draw. See, I'm assuming he's going to heal, because he hasn't healed even once yet. So I'm going to actually commit pretty hard here. And basically make something like this. He only has 1 retire, so he's probably going to pick my Toolkit Boy anyway, because he probably knows how my deck works. I'm assuming. I'm going to give up my chances of healing here by smacking with the Kirara first, because this is 21, so we'll get over the defensive, which I'm pretty sure he's going to hit. Might even be a heal. Okay, it's a PG, so it's a good sight for me. And then this will still hit, therefore the energy charger will still proc. So I can still get the counter charge in there, so I only have 1 counterblast face down, so that's pretty good. Alright, PG checked. That's one thing, I only have 1 PG. Gotta be careful with that. So if he goes for the Glory here as well, I'm actually quite fine. Alright, gets the draw. I'm assuming he's gonna heal this turn. I'm pretty sure he's gonna heal this turn. I doubt he's just holding 4 Glories in his hand. I'm really doubting that. But let's see. I have 2 intercepts, so it's like, he's probably gonna just push me to 3 or... either to 4 or 5. If he goes for the Glory, he's gonna push me to 5. If he doesn't, he can push me to 5 in both cases, but I actually want him to heal because the Blau needs to hit, you know, to do the restand. So I want him to heal once. Just once. Okay, he's going for the Glory. That's perfectly fine because even if he, like, it would be worse if he rips out the Yamato no Drake from my hand with a Glory skill than if he rips out the Blau from my hand. So I kind of hope he rips out one of my Blaus rather than this. But I can still work with it, even if he rips out this. Okay, Okay. Diamantes. So basically he's gonna go for this kind of play. So he's gonna push me to 4 and then proc my PG as well. Which is interesting. Let's see if we can check a draw or something, or just anything. I don't really care what we check, to be completely honest. Alright, Toolkit Boy. So no retires coming through, which means I can be kind of chill with my grade 1s, which is the nice thing. Alright, so he's gonna swing rear. So that's okay. Perfectly okay, actually. I just hope he rips out the Blau. I hope he rips out the Blau from my hand with the PG, with the glory skill. If it's Drake, I mean, it's fine. I can still work with it. But, you know. Alright, let's see here how it's gonna be. How is it gonna be? Does he heal down? That's what I'm most curious about. One check, second check. No heals. Okay, okay. I mean, that's okay too. Oh, nice, perfect. But see, if he doesn't have... Because he's seen 2 PGs already. So I'm actually going to be taking out all of them. Huh. Let's see here. This will be pretty interesting, actually. But anyway. Oh, okay. Double Anglet. Double Anglet is pretty good, actually. But I need 1 Drake to take out the Lazarus without boosting. So anyway, Brake Ride. Alright. So we got it. That's very good. Alright, so here's what we do. We're gonna go like this, and then we're gonna go like this, and go into battle. So what's gonna happen here is we're gonna swing into this unboosted. We're gonna swing with this boosted, because when Golden Anglet restands, it'll be 13k, so it can hit the Vanguard unboosted. So, first PG checked. Now let's try to get the second PG out. Worst case, it hits and we restand even if he heals. So let's see here. So now this is 13, this will be a 22k column. If it hits, we can, and he heals, we can still restand, which is very nice. I will give the power here to, because this I will, if he really does check a heal here, this can just be the rearguard sniper. I'll let this do the hard work. Because this way when he restands, he'll be 23 on his own. Alright, it hit, so even if he heals here, we can still do the Blau restand. Alright, heal? No, okay, that's PG. But, I mean, that really shows the combo. The whole combo is literally, you hit with the Blau, and then you restand the Vanguard, and then your rear swing again, and then you restand the Vanguard again. So that game was almost like a steamroll. That was honestly like a bit of a steamroll-y game. Definitely did quite well. So that's like kind of the high roll of the deck, I guess, is just kind of pushing your opponent into those situations. Often you can even stop at 4 damage. Like, you don't want to push the 5th just because you want to keep hitting with the Blau to restand, but obviously if you can push them to 5 and win anyway, it's going to be pretty good. But of course, you know, it's a very piece-reliant deck, but it is very fun. It is a very fun deck, but again, it's very soul-shattering when you don't draw the pieces, as you guys saw. But when you do, it feels really damn good. So if you've had your Blaus, like honestly, this is actually a pretty cheap deck to build, because you realistically need 4 PGs, which, you know, you're going to have anyway. 4 Kiraras, which is a set 1 double rare that you probably already have anyway, if you've been opening packs regularly. 4 Stern Blau, that you probably have if you've been playing since set 2. Illuminal is like not even that necessary. You can put like an Azure Dragon in here. You can put more or less anything. You know, I think Illuminal is just the best choice, because it's actually a nice backup ride. So if you get the Illuminal, it's fine. If you don't, you don't. And then like Yamato no Drake is a double rare, so it's also going to be like if you're rolling for like Glories, Platina Azels, the Bloods, Dungaree Unlimited, you're probably going to get visited by him, because he's in that set. And then he's just like the only triple rare. So it's actually kind of like, it's not budget, but it's more budget friendly than a lot of other decks. So if you want to start like saving your Nova materials for this deck, it's a good time to start, because this won't come out until set 9, right? So, you know, if you already have these like old, like when Sparking comes back, I recommend picking up these like older double rares, especially because Sparking is probably going to come back for global during the 6-month anniversary, which is not set 7 but set 8, because we had it in set 7, but because of like one set merge in English, it'll probably get pushed to set 8, which is actually very good, because that's the set where the like ultimate breaks come out. So you can, you know, spark for this, you can spark for this, you know, and then all the other old stuff. The only new things you'll have to worry about is this and this. So, but this you can exchange PG medals for. It's just ethics that you have to kind of worry about. So yeah, it's honestly really, really cool. A very fun deck, and I do recommend playing it. And honestly, I think this is kind of like the peak of Novas until we get Ethics Buster Extreme and Ethics Buster Reverse. But on that note, that's probably going to be it for me today. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.